Jesus arrested, part 2 of 3, Luke 22:49 through 51. When Jesus' followers saw what was going to happen, they said, Lord, should we strike with our swords? And one of them struck the servant of the high priest, cutting off his right ear. But Jesus answered, no more of this. And he touched the man's ear and healed him. Okay, so if this story doesn't strike you as odd, then my friend, you are not paying attention. Didn't Jesus just explicitly approve of the presence of not one, but two swords? And didn't he also say that if they didn't have one or two swords, they should go purchase one or two swords after they sold their cloak? Well, what did Jesus expect was going to happen? So how should we interpret this? And not only that, but consider the fact that this disciple managed to cut off the right ear of the temple's chief temple priest servant. So that disciple would have had to either been left-handed or he'd have been attacking from the rear. If you're right-handed, you're trying to cut off the right ear of somebody. Well, their head's kind of in the way. How did this guy? Is he some kind of ninja or something? Or is there some kind of fog of war stuff going on here? Honestly, I think what we're seeing here is that we were talking about yesterday that this entire prayer vigil was about doing things God's way, right? What we have in is example of an overzealous follower who spent too much time napping and not enough time doing what Jesus told him to do, pray so that he not fall into temptation. Like we had talked about the temptation to do things his way and not God's way. Consider that this whole thing started with somebody asking, Lord, should we use our swords? Good question. The problem is when you start assuming you know the answer and you don't wait for the answer. Friends, there's always a time when good men have to do bad things, but that time is not tonight. Tonight, Jesus heals the ear of that servant of the high priest, and we'll see tomorrow what he has to say about this night.